Hi guys. Sadly, with the new Batman call that came out, it motivated me to try out a few new characters. Essentially, what I'm going to try to do with this one is that I'm going to pretty much experiment with the vault. I have this weird theory that some of the rare items in the vault, like the t-shirts and the hoodies, are easier to get if your character is like level 2 or so, or level 5 or something than it is if your character was level 10. Uh, there seems to be a progression in the vault. Like the more your character rises in level, the more you get access to more items in the vault. But sadly, what I believe it does is that it pretty much dilutes the loot, the items. Like what I actually mean is that let's say at level 5 you have 100 items that you have access to as rare items. Well, you have one chance in 100 to get those items. But as your character goes up in level and items that gets added to the stack, at some point you may end up with 1,000 items in the vault that you have access to. Meaning that if you want one specific item, like let's say in this case the Batwoman T-shirt, well, now you have one chance in 1,000 to get it, as opposed to one in 100. So essentially, I'm going to, and also I've been meaning to create a Batman Beyond for a bit, and now I have no excuse. I have the Batman call, so might as well do it. So essentially, I'm just going to go through the Brainiac mission, and get out of the get essentially up to the level where I can get the access to the vault. So essentially, I'm going to do the Brainiac mission, and I'll probably bring the character up to level. I think you have to be level 6 to get access to the vault. So I'm going to raise the character high enough that he's going to get access to the vault. So I went with the flying character since Batman Beyond pretty much flies. The name Batman of Earth 12, it's quite simple. It's Earth 12 is the Batman Beyond Earth, so that's where the name comes from. I stuck with martial arts. I toyed with maybe going with hand blasters or going with brawling, but in the end, I figured, nah, let's go with martial arts. We did get the message. Usually, we either don't get it or get it very quickly. And as you mentioned, I was able to more or less cheat and give the illusion that the mask is a full face. It's someone who suggested the glow skin for that, and it works really well. So I have to say thanks for that. So here usually we that's where we gain one level, and that's where we get our first power. But had reached that point before, so let's just add. Let's go with the taser pull. Oh, and let's put that on the triangle button because why not? Hi there, just having a bit of fun. That was almost close. Well, let's try that again. The infamous three robot room. So we get one more weapon combo. The infamous tap and hold combo, or as I like to call it, my powerful knee attack.
Damage to this vessel continues to mount. Destroy the escapee. All units move into position. Contain the human.
Let's destroy a few barrels while we're here. No reason not to.
The ship's main gun is up ahead. Destroy it, and the ship's external defense network will go down. Then the League can get in and get you out of there.
So let's destroy those yellow thingy. Since Oracle did ask us so nicely.
Yes, the gun is falling. Smashing into Brainiac's bottom below. Superman, get ready. I'm bringing you in.
Foolish human, you have doomed yourself. You will go down with this ship.
Think again, Brainiac. You can't take out the both of us. We're not leaving until we shut this ship down. Permanently.
That is strange.
Almost there. Keep fighting. The network doesn't want to let me in.
Harvester ship DII-O has been compromised. Deploy my remaining forces to Earth. The ship has been compromised. All units must evacuate.
Nice work. Brainiac wasn't counting on you breaking free and disabling his ship. Now use the teleporter and get yourself back to the city. We've got work to do.
Yes, it's done. Superman will finish here. Use the teleporters to escape. Go! Congrats! Now that you're off the ship, I'm Oracle. You've just teleported into Gotham's 9th Precinct Station, one of the many Justice League safe houses we keep in Gotham and Metropolis. How about I show you around? Safe houses are where you'll find contacts for missions, mailboxes, vendors, and the teleporter to the Justice League Watchtower.
So let's get us some pants and a mask. And let's repair.
Vendors are where you go to repair any damaged equipment or sell any items you don't need. Some of the vendors sell unique.
And we got mail, so let's go ahead and get it. Oh, and also we probably have, let's go see. We have our 75 years of Batman legend character waiting for us, so let's collect
Now
it.
this is the mailroom with the
So
mailbox.
essentially, as we collect it, it goes into our inventory, and then we can consume it there. And it gives us the Legend Batman for when we're going to be able to do Legend matches.
She has a message for you from Batman.
So we got Oracle's mask. Let's equip that. And then we can go talk to our friend Sergeant Doak. Not sure if how you pronounce it, but let's go with that.
Scarecrow busted out of Arkham Asylum?
This is Batman. I understand you just destroyed a
So
Brainiac.
let's go to Gotham.
Impressive. Let's see if you can handle hero work on the ground. Welcome to a typical night in Gotham. Scarecrow's gang has overrun the East End, pumping fear gas into the atmosphere. They're using an abandoned construction
So let's go in here. There's usually plenty of enemies to defeat here.
before they panic the entire city.
I'm not sure if now we can destroy those machines yet. Later.
Experiment 905.
Oh, we're almost there.
Says the only thing we have to do is
Oh yeah, level 4.
was utterly wrong.
So we still need 2 more. And where's our lucky number 50? Ah, there he is. So no point sticking around here. So let's go out there and collect our reward, so to speak.
Scarecrow's
So we
thugs
got a
are
new pair of
crazy,
gloves.
and that's saying something. The more of them you put back in Arkham
And we
Asylum,
also got a new power. So let's go with, well, let's go with stealth.
The gassed areas of the East End are a living nightmare. Gotham Hazmat is overwhelmed. Help them maintain control, but be careful. The gas will make you pick up on the fears of the
And I usually put stealth right here. And I will adjust the stealth loadout later on. Oh. Let's collect.
hey,
Experiment 910. To equate the nervousness of a first date with the sheer terror one must feel in a plane crash does a disservice to us all.
I think I will do a little trick with our friend Batman over here. I'm going to switch him to the PvP phase, even though he's not supposed to. We'll take him to closer to his chemicals in order to be able to do that. Holy crap, it's investigation day, it's collection day.
GCPD file Carbomb Carmine. Freelance agent hired out to numerous overseas operations. Trained in Europe.
I suppose when it rains, it pours. We won't complain about that.
Chemical analysis, sample 37. I didn't really need to examine this rock. Oh man, this tag load from Steelworks is so awesome. Oh, hand me that paperclip. I mean, sample 38.
So I'm going to start by inviting my old friend, the Twin Vigilant, if the menu cooperates. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that name either. I'll probably change it at some point. Names like Twin Vigilant, it's something you come up with at once you've been looking for names for hours and hours and nothing really works. So at some point you throw in the towel and so we're going to switch character. So I'll probably change the name of our friend, Twin Vigilante, to something else. I'm just not sure what yet. The obvious solution would be the Batman of Earth 40, which is pretty much where the character comes from, or sort of. So in the friend list, we're going to add our friend Batman of Earth 12. And now we can give him access to our base. So let's do just that. And now we can switch character. And now if we go into our mini map, or if you go into the map actually, if we go to that little thingy called base tracking, we're going to see the Vigilante toolbox. So we're going to select that, press the triangle for update, and as you can see, it appeared right there on the map. So now we can enter it. And in we are. And then we can use the teleporter to go to the watchtower. And then we can go to the phase shifter and go to the PvP phase. Playing on the PvP phase is essentially a personal preference. At some point, I would have suggested players to create at least one character in the PvP phase because it sharpens your skill. It essentially forces you to grow eyes in the back of your head or to develop some sort of spider sense or danger sense because essentially you must always be on your guard. Well, you used to need to always be on your guard, especially when you were a level 4. At level 4, you don't have access to the faster movement mode like supersonic. You don't have access to that. So when a level 30 character So when a level 30 character decides to chase you, holy crap, you have it takes skills to be able to escape. And as you can see, this is my police station. There's not a single living soul in here but me, which is the tragedy of the PvP open world now is that there's no one anymore. Uh, let's stop the bad guy who's trying to escape. Oh, there is one guy. So as you can see, there's two of us. I'm not sure what he's doing, but who cares? So you may remember how many people there was here in the PvP open world, in the PvE open world, sorry. So here we're going to be on our own, which is probably how I prefer it. I guess some could complain that playing in the PvP open world pretty much turns the game into a single player game. Personally, I don't have a problem with that. The biggest problem is that we don't have access to everything if we try to play solo. Hopefully in the future they will add portals. I guess we will have to wait and see. So let's defend our friend. I'm not sure why I can't seem to target them properly. Probably because they're illusions or something. So you can see the contrast about how many people were in the PvP, in the PvE open world versus how there's no one literally here. And you would say that it's normal because unless you know the trick I just did of inviting your character to the teleporter, no one, no one at level 4 has access to the open world. But you're going to see at once we reach even missions level 10 or higher, there won't be more people than that. I understand why they did that. Essentially, it's very difficult if you're level 4 to evade, to escape from a level 30. Oh, speaking of the devil, and the devil shall appear. Or not. So when you're level 4, it's very difficult to try and escape a level 30 that's chasing you. It's not impossible, but it is quite difficult. Because as I mentioned, you don't have access to supersonic as a flyer yet. So obviously, if you try to escape, the enemy player will just catch up with you because he will have access to supersonic. So there's really no contest there. But in order to be able to escape from those players, essentially you pretty much have to be able to use what I call the evasive maneuvers. One of those would be crisscrossing between buildings. That usually does the trick. Did we destroy all the machines we needed? No, I guess we did. So let's go save just a couple of hazmat workers, and wow, here's one. So essentially, in order to try to avoid level 30 players who are trying to beat the crap out of you, there's a few things you need to do. The least of which is zigzagging through buildings or through obstacles. It doesn't have to be building, but you have to zigzag through obstacles. Uh, let's see if we got a few good things. So those are the collections we gathered earlier. Let's equip our cola. Let's put this here just because. No reason, just because. And let's go see what new. It's a skill we got. What new skill we got? So let's see. So we could have. Or the kick. Oh no, let's go with the barrage. So essentially, if you're wondering, what it does is this here and this here. It's that simple. So you throw one projectile and then you throw a bunch in multiple directions. And let's select. Oh, we have to complete the quest,
Good job smashing those
and then let's
frogs.
select the next one.
I've given Dr. Leslie Tompkins an antidote for the gas, but that's not enough to stop Scarecrow's gun.
And let's equip our new
Have to get
belt.
the fear gas barrels off the street.
So we're one level away, if I'm not mistaken, from the vault. Yeah, we have to be level 6 for the vault.
Don't let the effects
So one more level and we'll be good to go. So essentially, by not allowing players to create their characters in the PvP open world, essentially the devs pretty much killed the PvP open world, or turned it into a desert.
Experiment 504. The rostral anterior cingulate cortex gives us
But I guess if you don't mind playing solo quite a lot, it's not a big issue. And we seem to have a friend nearby. So as you see, there's two of us. Let's go see our friend. Um, oh, there he is. Let's let him do his missions. We can come back later. Oh, that's a pretty cool one. So once we defended this little guy, we have to bring the barrel over here. So let's do that. And of course, there's those hallucination all over the place. Essentially, some of them are hazmat worker and some of them are thugs. So we have to try and find the hazmat workers amongst the hallucinations. So you have to wonder if the devs will do anything to try and bring a few players back on the PvP side, but that doesn't seem to be very high in their priorities. And I can understand if the lion's share of the players are on the PvE open world, uh, that's where you focus your attention to. Essentially, you try to focus on the biggest part of your player base as opposed to just the very few who prefer the PvP world. And if you don't mind playing solo, the PvP world is actually excellent. It's great to farm for exhibits since there's only you, so no one else will steal your exhibit or almost. And the few times when someone will try to take your exhibit, well, it will mean a fight, a duel to the death, and the spoil will go to the victor. So that's even better. At some point, I had essentially like everyone, I started playing in the PvE open world, but then I got tired of a few griefers and a few other things. So I decided, let's try the PvP open world. At that time, I had started doing arena PvP and Legends PvP, so I was getting the hang of of PvP. Although I have to admit, it was at first it was quite a different beast in the open world. You had to learn a few things, and you had it was a bit more brutal than in the arena, but still it was actually I thought it was better. So once I tried the PvP open world, I never wanted to go back to the PvE. But I did for a while, for about, I don't know, 3, 4 months. Essentially, the friends I was playing with had no intention at all to play PvP, whether in arena, open world, or any other form. So I said okay, and I played on the PvE open world with them for a few months. And once what had to happen happened, when they once they left the game, I went back to the PvP open world, and I still remember the first time I tried to gather an exhibit, and then this evil villain jumped me while I was trying to get the exhibit, and then we had a fight, a duel to the death, and I won, and then I could gather my exhibit. It reminded me what I had been missing the few months I was playing in the PvE open world. That fight to the death for exobits and such. That thrill of never being safe, like whenever you use a console or you do a mission in the open world or anything else, there's always the possibility that someone will jump you. And it's not as true now, but back then it was quite real. And so you pretty much had to develop some kind of spider sense, if you like, or grow eyes in the back of your head, or develop some kind of danger sense, because you always had to be careful and to anticipate that you would be jumped. And they had to develop strategies around that. Like if you knew that you could get jumped gathering an exhibit, well, you don't gather the exhibit. You wait for the guy to jump you, and possibly prepare. Maybe go stealth and put a few mines, or maybe summon your backup just a second or two before the guy jumps you, or put up your telekinetic shield, which sadly is pretty much useless now. But at the time, it was working out quite well. So you would put up a shield and summon a few backups, and when the guy would jump you, you were ready for him. So as you see, the taser pull is very useful to pull the enemies one at a time. So you pretty much minimize the risk of needing to fight 3 dozen enemies at once. You go close enough, you pull one, beat the crap out of him, then get a bit closer, pull the next one, beat the crap out of him. So the taser pull is a pretty useful tool. So you don't need to chase them. You just bring them to yourself, and you beat the snot out of them. But as you saw, I ran out of power, so no more taser pull for me, or almost. Which is one of the reasons why for the longest time I would always play as a troll and almost never as a DPS. Because as a DPS, if you spam powers like I tend to do sometimes, well, as you saw, you run out of power. So essentially, with a DPS, I would always run out of power, and I will always be stuck. I wouldn't be able to cast as many powers as I would like to. So I would remain as a troll, just so that I could regenerate my power fast enough that I could spam almost as much as I wanted to. Not quite, but I could spam more, which was a big help for me. But nowadays, with not with the advanced mechanic or the awesome mechanic, as it's known, um, running out of power for the DPS is not as big an issue. I guess it depends on what powers you use, and but even then, when I'm in a group, I'm always a bit puzzled when I see DPSs run out of power, like burn through the power very very quickly. I can understand if somehow they didn't have the advanced mechanic or the awesome mechanic. But when I see someone who's using, let's say, a gadget character, I know that gadget has the awesome mechanic. So usually when I see a gadget character run out of power or burn through its power very, very quickly, almost more quickly than I can regenerate it, I always wonder what is the guy doing?
Protect the doctors and ensure as many citizens as possible get that antidote.
But then again, it's quite possible that the guy, where is that coming from? Oh, there it is. Then again, it's quite possible that either the guy doesn't have the advanced mechanic, even though he could. Maybe he made the choice of maybe for some roleplay reason he said I'm not going to use that and that power, and that's why his character doesn't regenerate power like it should. Could be. But the thing is also when those players they burn through their power very very quickly. Even if there's the power over time running and I'm using let's say recharge, they still burn through their power bar in like 1 second, 1 second and a half, which is fast. If you conserve your power just a bit, you can almost play without needing the troll to give you power. And in order to burn through their power bar so fast, they have to not even try to conserve power at all. But then again, I understand that some DPSs are used to playing with overgeared controller. Like some guys will do, and I've seen that way too often. Some guys will do like a tier 3 mission with a tier 6 controller, and would expect every controller to be able to give him power as fast as the tier 6 controller does, which is unrealistic. No tier 3 controller can match a tier 6 controller and the amount of power they give. That's just not gonna happen. But many players seems to have those expectations. I did not really need to defeat those two guys, but I'm not really objective focused, if that makes any sense. Essentially, I don't try to just do the objective and kill as little enemies as possible. If I see an enemy, I might fight him, even if it'll give me nothing, even if there's no reward attached to it. I'll just do it for the fun of it. Part of the fun of this game is fighting enemies, and I always find it strange when some of the players don't want to do that. Like I understand you're trying to sometimes do your mission ASAP for whatever reason. You need your marks as quickly as possible to buy gear, and so you want to grind as many missions as you can as quickly as you can in order to buy your gear. But sometimes people are a little too objective focused, I think, and very often it pretty much turns against them. I was in this group in Arkham Asylum where they would try to skip all the ads, but they would fail miserably. And the problem with skipping ads is not so much skipping the ads. Sure, it's annoying a bit just for that, but it's that very often people do a poor job at it. They try to skip ads, thinking they're bosses, thinking they're very good at it, and very often people are terrible at it. Like they'll skip the ads, but what often they won't realize that they're not skipping the ads, they're pulling the ads. I always find it funny when I see someone trying to skip ads, and then you look on the mini map and there's like 3 dozen red dots running after him because sure he did skip them, but he did aggro them, so they're running after him, and as soon as he stops running, he's going to end up fighting 3 dozen ads. So a lot of people try to skip ads and do a really poor job at it. Like we often see a lot of players who try to play like as if they were pros, but they don't have the skill to pull it off. And here we go, level 6. So we won't even continue this mission. We'll come back later. Let's go back to our base. And we got a new PowerPoint, so let's go for. I'd like to take battle display, but at this point, I have a little choice. Let's go with the fear gas. Fear gas is not one of my favorite powers. I don't like the range it has and the way it works. The 2 3 seconds you're stuck in animation, spraying the gas. I don't know. It's really not my favorite power. And there's one thing I have to give DC Universe is that they really succeeded at flying, at making the ability to fly. It's just flying around the city. First, the city looks really nice, but also the feeling of flying through it. Holy crap! I enjoyed a lot.
Riddler here. I'm no fan of the night, but I do enjoy controlling the pawns.
So sometimes I'll just fly around the Gotham or Metropolis, not even to gather exhibits or collections. I'll just fly around to fly around. At first, it would have been probably to explore. I was doing that with my Phantom character. Essentially, I would run and jump from building to building, which was kind of fun, and it's still fun sometimes. But flying, holy crap! My first character should have been a flying character. It's so much fun and so satisfying to just flying around. And I thought I heard, there it is. Oh, there's a mutant nearby though. Nah, what the heck? I don't usually pass up a free exhibit, but nah, in this case I'll make an exception. So let's go to our base and let's go get our mail. I think. Yeah, I can get the mail. I wasn't sure if I had the mail set up or the respect station. So let's take our little Robin exhibit. So technically, Robin is the first exhibit data you get for Legends PvP. Although since they added the how's it called, modern Batman, I think. Now every legend. Well, I think you have to be legendary. So every legendary players can start with modern Batman now, as opposed to starting with only Robin. So essentially, with this character, what I'm going to do to try out is that I will stay level 6 forever, sort of. Essentially, I will do the vault every day, and I will remain level 6 to see if it makes it easier to get the various T-shirts. And also, let's put a goal in in. I'll do this until I manage to get the Batwoman T-shirt. So it's going to help me complete the Batman Beyond look, and also it's going to allow us to test. Is it easier to get things like the T-shirts or the hoodies with a low-level character, since the loot table is probably much smaller at this point? We'll have to wait and see. So let's do our first run. Oh, it says that I'm still too low. So I guess the information is wrong. You have to be probably level 7 then. Okay, let's get out of here and I probably should have checked that as soon as I had access to the vault. My bad. So let's go back and do a mission or two in order to reach level 7, and then we'll check if we can do the vault or not. And then we'll come to our base. I guess I'll probably have to do the Scarecrow mission and maybe even one or two missions after that. Well, we'll see. Well, let's go see. Oh, I knew. I knew we would find something here. And here. Yeah, flying above the water can be fun sometimes. Why not? Let's go help our little friend here.
Ugh. A group of thugs cold-cocked me. I think they're still in the area watching. Help me take them out. Hands up and weapons down. Thanks for the backup. Forget this.
Okay, so we need what is it? We need those little guys on the rooftop. So let's get to it. So you see, it's not that the fear gas is bad. It does the job well enough. I just don't like using it very much.
Syringes ready for any new patients.
And I believe it even has some power interaction with electricity, but let's go check. Yeah, so the best option would be to electrify them first and then gas them. So let's try that. I guess it's overkill. The little guy is already dead, almost, just with the taser kill. The taser pull. Uh, I guess we'll do that against certain bosses. Or mini bosses. I guess you really have to wait and defeat the two waves of enemies that will attack you. Only try to help your friend. So let's defeat the first wave. And here's the second one. And there we go. And of course, the journal doesn't work. So as you see, without the journal, I cannot complete the mission. Well, let's try something. Maybe. Well, let's try this. So you can see the legend characters I have access to right now. Well, so I have little Robin, and I have the modern Batman. And we have the free legend for this week, which is Arkillo, essentially the evil version of Kilowog. So, but I don't really want to do a legend match. I just want to, let's see. Uh, doesn't work. Essentially, just zoning in, zoning out should do the trick. If not, I'll have no choice but to log in and log out. I guess it would be a good idea to log out anyways. Time for lunch. Oh, let's try this little guy if it's
Maniac is attacking. He's targeting sites to borrow
going to
while
help
hundreds
us.
of troops.
Oh
Move
yeah,
your head.
oh, there we go.
You don't scare easy. And I mean Harvey Bullock, not just the fear gas.
Okay,
The Scarecrow's lair to the sewers beneath the East End. Batwoman
so we could go do the Batwoman mission, or we could do the
Maniac's
Brainiac
forces are
invasion.
attacking.
Let's do the Brainiac
Gallop to
invasion.
the police station for more.
And let's sell and repair first.
Anything in particular you're interested in purchasing today?
Let's get that. Let's get out there. So as you saw for the Brainiac mission, we have to speak to Officer Galliant twice. Why? I have no idea.
glad you're out there fighting for us.
That's just how it works, I suppose.
You took out a Brainiac ship, so taking out his forces on the ground should be a cakewalk.
Uh, Went out too quickly. Should have taken a look at our friend in the doorway. So let's go do the Brainiac mission, which is right here.
These are some mean robots. Cover me while I kill them.
So we have to defeat 20 of them. I hear something. Let's kill that evil Brainiac robot first. And then let's take our spoil. Holy crap. I hate when it does that. So again, let's try zoning out. So let's see. Uh, I guess this time we'll have no choice but to log out, log in. Oh, crap. So let's see again. Nope, not working. Oh well. I guess that's going to be it for today. Next time, oh, hello there. So next time we'll get started here, and we'll do the vault for the first time. Unless there was some changes that we can do the vault now. Not sure why it did not want to work before, but okay. So let's go back to our base. So here we are. So I will let the suspense hang a bit, and I'll just do the vault next time I log in. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.